Hey there, guys. Last night, I stumbled upon something quite unsettling on TikTok, and I felt compelled to share it with you all. I don't usually spend much time on the app, but the hive mind can be quite fascinating. However, what I saw last night left me feeling a mix of emotions, from amusement to disappointment. I came across several videos of young women crying on TikTok because they were rejected by men. One girl, in particular, shared how no one wants to date her anymore, and even a guy she was talking to canceled their date. It seems like there is a dark reality lurking behind the lights and fantasies of social media. According to recent studies, modern women are facing a bleak future filled with rejection and loneliness. So, let's dive in and explore this topic further. TikTok may not acknowledge it, but the reality is that there is a dark side to modern dating that is affecting women's self-worth. Seeing women in distress, crying over being rejected by men, is a concerning sight. The fear of not being approached or asked out is a woman's worst nightmare, and unfortunately, this may be a sign of what's to come in the future of the dating marketplace. With increasing numbers of women facing the same issue, statistics reveal that the number of unmarried and single women is steadily rising. It's a tough reality, but one that needs to be acknowledged and addressed. The future looks bleak for modern women, and the evidence is right in front of us. The TikTok phenomenon has uncovered a dark side of society that no one wants to acknowledge. Women are pouring out their hearts on social media platforms because they can't find a man. They are heartbroken and their self-worth is plummeting. This trend is only going to get worse in the coming years, with the number of unmarried women increasing by the day. These women are past their biological prime and have missed their chance at finding a partner because of unrealistic fantasies they have been living in. It's a telling sign of the future of the dating marketplace, and if things don't change, we could be facing a crisis. It's time for a reality check, and women need to understand that finding a partner requires more than just a fantasy. Let's face it, the modern dating world can be a bit of a mess. Women are often portrayed as these entitled beings who treat men poorly and jump from one relationship to the next. But the truth is, many women are just searching for someone to share their life with. However, with the rise of social media, women have become obsessed with projecting the perfect image and getting validation from men. It's no wonder we see so many TikTok videos of women in tears because they feel unwanted and rejected. As they age, they become desperate to hold on to their worth, going to extreme lengths to enhance their appearance and chase after men. It's a sad reality, but one that we need to acknowledge if we want to create a healthier dating culture. As I told you last night, I stumbled upon a thought-provoking video on TikTok that had me thinking about the future of dating. It's a side of society that many of us don't want to see, but it's there and it's growing. The video showcased women crying because they couldn't find a man who would date them, let alone marry them. It's a devastating reality for many women, and the worst part is, it's only going to get worse. As the years go by, more and more women will be left single and unmarried, and it's not just because they're past their biological primes. It's because they've treated men like trash in their 20s and are now left with nothing but regret. They try everything in their power to make themselves desirable, but it's too late. Men want younger girls, and they're quitting the dating game altogether. It's a harsh reality, but it's the truth. The future of dating will shift as the dynamics change, and women will have to face the consequences of their actions. If you think this is too far-fetched, let me show you the path of the average modern woman in this world. She swipes through dating apps with a critical eye, dismissing anyone who doesn't meet her high standards. She expects a man to have a six-pack, a high-paying job, a luxury car, and a confident demeanor. But as the pool of eligible men dwindles, women find themselves competing for a shrinking market share. They resort to plastic surgery, provocative photos, and seductive behavior to stand out from the crowd. It's a race to the bottom, and women are losing. The sad truth is that men are waking up to the fact that they don't need women to be happy or fulfilled. They're choosing to opt out of the dating game altogether, and women are left wondering what went wrong. The future looks bleak for modern women, but there is still hope if they're willing to change their ways. The sad truth is that women are often taught to go for the top guys in their social circles, whether it be in high school or college. It doesn't matter if the guy treats them poorly or if he's not even interested in a relationship, as long as he's attractive and popular, that's all that matters. And while the majority of women are competing for a small pool of men, the rest of the guys are left out in the cold, relegated to being the second option or just a friend. It's a vicious cycle that often leads to women engaging in one-night stands and getting passed around like a toy, only to come back to the guy who actually cares for her and dump all of her emotional baggage on him. It's a sad reality that the dating marketplace has become so competitive that women are willing to sacrifice their own self-respect and emotional well-being just to land a guy who is considered top tier. And as the years go by, this trend will only continue to get worse. From the moment girls hit puberty, they are bombarded with unrealistic expectations of what their perfect partner should look like and how he should behave. They are told that they deserve nothing but the best, even if they themselves don't bring much to the table. And so they go for the absolute top, even if they have to step on a few hearts along the way. But what happens when they hit their late 20s and their looks start to fade? Suddenly, the attention they used to get from men dwindles and they're left wondering what went wrong. Many women at this stage find themselves creating drama and causing trouble for guys who just want a stable relationship. They can't seem to accept that they are no longer the center of attention, and so they lash out in frustration. But the truth is, most men are no longer interested in them for anything more than a one-night stand. These women rejected the good guys in their younger years and now can't figure out why no one wants them. The consequences of their actions are hard to bear, and they don't like being on the receiving end of rejections. Suddenly, their DMs are dry, and they find themselves crying on TikTok about how cruel men are. But the future of dating is not as bleak as it seems. We are all human, and there are only so many standards that women can choose for. As they mature and gain life experience, they will hopefully come to realize that a healthy relationship is about more than just looks and status. It's about finding someone who loves and respects you for who you are, flaws and all. But in the end, they may find themselves with only the top 1% of men who have already made it and want nothing to do with them. This leaves the average men out in the cold, forcing women to choose whether to date men on their level or remain stuck in a cycle of rejection. The truth is, rejection hurts for everyone, but it can hurt women even more. Women base their entire value on being attractive and wanted, so when men start rejecting them, their minds can break. They can lose their bearings and become desperate for validation. This can lead to an endless cycle of insanity where women become more and more focused on their looks and less interested in contributing to a healthy relationship. But the future doesn't have to be bleak. Women can bring something to the table, whether it's knowing how to cook or contributing in other ways. And men can learn to appreciate a woman for who she is, rather than just her looks. If we can all learn to value each other for who we are as human beings, dating doesn't have to be so brutal. So let's all work together to create a better future for ourselves and for those we care about. That's all for today. If you like my video, so what are you waiting for? Do like and subscribe. Highly appreciable.